Can everyone please mute for me? I wanna I wanna play an audio, and I'm gonna have all of you speak on the audio, but I want to say a few things before I even play the audio. To the gentleman in here. I say this all the time. You know, even on my main page, if y'all have watched me, if y'all have not been able to tell by listening to the woman on this panel speak tonight, and just if you just don't see women online speak, woman of a large percentage of a woman in a specific demographic, a man's character, his personality, his ethics, his morals, his values, how he's actually going to treat the woman. All of that is at the bottom of the totem pole, or essentially non-existent for them. Okay, all they care about is, for a large percent of them, all they care about is the man's financial status, what he's able to do for them right now, and what they project him, or what they foresee him being able to do for them in the future. So, like, don't let what's happening right now, don't let what you see going on, it should be crystal clear to you what a specific group of women value. It should be crystal clear to you that a specific demographic of women are not going to see any value in you and not deem you worthy of being in a relationship with, if you don't, meet a certain financial threshold that they've made up in their head. And I also want you gentlemen to know that this financial threshold that they've made up in their head, their dad doesn't meet this financial threshold. Never met this financial threshold. Never going to meet this financial threshold. Their grandfather, they down bad brothers that's in and out of jail, all the lackluster men in their family, they've never met this financial threshold that, they want you to meet. Okay. I like, we just gonna call it for what it is. And I also want you to know they themselves don't meet that financial threshold, never have met that financial threshold, and are not on the trajectory to meet that financial threshold. I just want you to understand that. And I know some of y'all in here, you have women problems, you don't get any attention from women. You don't get any, and you definitely don't get attention from women that you like. But this should be a crystal clear sign to you to pay attention and give your energy, give your attention, give your time to women that actually like you, that are actually interested in you. So you don't have to. You shouldn't. You as a man, you shouldn't be you trying to persuade a woman. You shouldn't be trying to like sell yourself to a woman. And it's crystal clear that a specific group of women, they want you to they want you to do that. I'm not going to say you have to do that, but they want you to do that. Okay. And this should also let you know, don't worry about your character, don't worry about your personality, don't worry about treating them with respect and all these other things. Just worry about getting your financial situation to or your financials status to a certain level, and then treat them however you want to treat them, because that's all they value at the end of the day. So I just want to put that out there.
Hang on,
I'm
wait, because
gonna I'm
Noble,
gonna
you know
go.
this don't apply to me. Hang on, because disclaimer, disclaimer, this does not apply to a
Hey,
dad.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna go ahead and play this audio. And we're gonna start with Dev. We're gonna work our way down to Wadad. I'm gonna have them speak on how they feel about what this man, this audio that I'm about to play is about to say. But what I really want you guys to focus on, because a lot of women in the comments had an issue with what Alondria said as far as capping yourself financially. And what I'm about to say right now is facts, okay? Because a lot of you on this app are disingenuous, and you're just disingenuous to yourself in general, right? Like a lot of y'all, you actually live in your delusion. Y'all get online and y'all talk about the expectations that you have for men, and what a man has to have and what he needs to do to qualify to date you. But in all reality, right, y'all are dating the wannabe kingpin in your city. You're dating the struggle rapper in your city. You're dating the wannabe big scammer in your city, right? That's who you're dating. That's who you're talking to. That's who you're having children by, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, but what I want y'all to focus on is, because all these women had a problem with all these women had a problem with what Alondria said. So again, what I'm about to say is facts, okay? As a man, when a man gets when as a man becomes more accomplished, as he becomes more established and successful in life, as he makes more money, his dating pool opens. As a woman, the more accomplished and successful and the more money that she makes and the more established she becomes, because of her standards, because of majority of women's standards, okay? Not all, since I need to specify that. But for majority of women, since they want a man that they feel is at the very least on their level, but they prefer a man that they deem to be on a level higher than them, as they get more money, they are going to just by default X out a lot of men, because a lot of men are not even going to be on their level financially. And again, for a specific demographic, for a specific group of women, all they care about is your financials. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about how you're going to treat them. So I'm going to play this audio, and we're going to start with Dev. I want to know for women, let's just, since we know now that 13% of black men, as we're talking right now, make at least $75,000. I want to know for the black woman that makes $75,000 and up, since, again, majority, I want to know what those women that are in a certain financial socioeconomic bracket, how should they go about dating? Since majority of men majority of especially black men don't meet their financial standards. But let me go ahead and play this audio, and we're gonna start with you, Dev. Gentlemen, you guys need to pay attention, okay? I know some of y'all come here and y'all get entertained, and this stuff is funny to you, but just listen to women talk, and they will tell you how to treat them. Listen to them talk, and they will tell you how to treat them, and treat them accordingly. Don't try to be a better man than they want you to be for them. But anyways, let me go ahead and play this for you.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you, and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, babe, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, you keep your list. Yeah. God bless you. Hope it happens. Don't keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
So, Dev, I just want, and we're gonna work our way down till we die. Dev, I want you to just give your honest, raw thoughts on what you heard him say in that audio. Do you agree or disagree? Why or why not? And then the second and last thing that I want you to speak on is for black women that are in a certain socioeconomic bracket, because again, it's crystal clear. I'm not going to say black women, but it's crystal clear that a specific group of women, the number one thing that they prioritize, and I honestly believe for a lot of them, the only thing that they prioritize is a man's financial status. If because of where they are socioeconomically, they're already they've already ostracized a very large percentage of men. How should they go about dating if men on their level or men that are on a higher level than them are not giving them any attention? Go ahead. I'm about to go get some bottles of water.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for you to come back, Noble. I've been on here for 3.5 hours. What'd you say?
3.5?
I said, we're
Yes,
listening. Go ahead. We got
three
you.
and a
We
half
listening.
hours. Let me go get some water real quick.
Okay, praise God. You over here, 3 hours. We listening.
I'm tired. Hold on, no, I'm getting some water.
Okay. While she's getting water, again, gentlemen, you know, when you talk to women, you know, and you know, and to be fair, I'm sure a lot of you gentlemen don't have, you know, good listening skills either. You're not really able to comprehend what, you know, not only women but just people tell you in general. But again, you know, you haven't heard these women say anything about character, personality, and how a man is going to treat them. You haven't heard them say anything about ethics, morals, and values. Again, they're going to decide whether they are going to date you or what or how much attention they're going to give to you, based on your financial status. And again, let me say this before Dev continues. Gentlemen, when a woman asks you what you do for a living, what you do for work in 2023, she is not asking you that because she is genuinely curious. As I'm gonna put you gentlemen on game because you know, we talking about one, but some of y'all, let's be real. Some of y'all, you got lady problems. So let me give you a little advice. When a woman asks you what you do for a living, that she is asking you that to indirectly size you up, okay? She is not asking you because she genuinely wants to know what you do for a living and this, that, and the third. In 2023, these women are going on Glassdoor. These women are going on LinkedIn. These women will type in your position in your city to get an estimate of how much money you make for a living. Again, their brother, their dad, their grandfathers, all the men in their family tree never even seen that type of money before. They not even seeing that type of money for the most part. But that is what they are doing. Okay. So, me personally, I do well for myself. I've been doing well for myself. I work at Dunkin' Donuts and I wait tables at Benihana's in the evening and I'm a bartender on the weekends. So if I'm able to do all of that and do well for myself, you should be able to figure it out, for yourself as well. I'm gonna go ahead and mute, Dev. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I actually made a video about this on my TikTok page, so I guess I'll kind of just repeat what I said in that video, summarize it for y'all. So I grew up in a two-parent household where my dad worked, he paid all the bills, and my mom stayed home, and she took care of 5 kids. Yes, 5. I was the youngest. She did hair, but that was just like her side money. My dad essentially took care of the house, took us on vacation, paid all the bills, did what he needed to do. He was a provider and a protector. At the same time, he was taking care of us, changing our diapers, making us breakfast every single morning. So, he was doing what he needed to do. Okay. Now, because I grew up in this type of environment, I've always had a mindset of the man should be the sole provider. That's essentially his job. And as a woman, I should be the nurturer, protector, and raise up my kids, to what they need to be. And, cook and clean. And yeah. So when I got older and I started dating, there was one time I went on a date with a guy. We were in high school and he took me out to Sonic and I decided to pay for it. I got back home. My parents came to me and they asked me, Devin, did you pay for that date? And I was like, yes. Let me tell you something. I got in so much trouble for paying for that date. Sonic, $10. And I got in trouble for it. My parents literally shamed me into making sure that I didn't go after no guy who was not a provider and a protector. Okay? So now that I'm older, I had all these friends and stuff telling me, oh, Devin, your standards are too high. Why do you, want to go after these, Wall Street type of men who make 6 figures and da-da-da-da-da? Well, looking back now, I'm so happy that I had high standards because I look back at my friends. Well, they're no longer my friends anymore. But I look back at these girls who were shaming me and trying to get me to lower my standards. And now they're either single or, they had a baby and they're not married and they're having to deal with getting child support payments and all this other stuff. Me, I don't have to deal with that. I'm getting married next week on Sunday to a man who's a provider. I don't work. He takes care of all the bills. He pays all the bills. So while a lot of you were saying, "Oh, you girls, y'all have too much high standards," da 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 da. Well, guess what? I just so happen to be that percentage of women who happen to make it and to be able to get a guy who is a provider and who takes care of me. So if I can have this type of lifestyle, what's stopping another woman from having it? That's all I want to say.
Back.
Okay, before you go to Britt, so you said if you said verbatim, if I'm living this lifestyle, what's stopping other women from having it? So Dev, I want to know, and this is another thing I want to know. So to the black woman that again, because despite what black women say on the internet, when we look at who their baby daddies are, when we look at who they're actually dating, it's the complete opposite man of what you all say on the internet. So for these black women that are not only dating and are in relationships with and having children with these bottom of the barrel lackluster black men, right? Black men that are fresh out of prison. These women that are moving black men into their homes that literally have two dingy tank tops and a pair of Team Jordans and a string backpack and a PlayStation 5 and one pair of basketball shorts. These women that are going to be moving these men in this fall and this winter, and are having kids by these men, multiple kids by these men. But again, these are the same women that get on the internet and have these are the same women that'll tell you that they have these high standards for men. So what is the difference between you and a large percentage of other black women? Why are you getting married to a provider man this upcoming Sunday? Why did you not turn out a baby mama? Why do you not have multiple kids by multiple men, lackluster men at that? Why is that, in your opinion?
Because I had two parents that were on my ass and didn't let me date until I was 18. I don't know.
As simple as that?
Yeah, it really is as simple as that. And that's why I keep telling you, like, women, like, don't be having babies by these men who have not reached their full potential, because you are just repeating that same cycle. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to have kids in your early 20s. You can wait till you're like in your 30s, 35, whatever. Like, you don't have to have a kid now. Okay? Set an example for your daughters and for your sons.
Okay.
Like, it's real. I don't know why people make it so difficult. Like I said, having a kid is a choice. You might not be able to choose what kind of job you have. You might not be able to choose what kind of college you go to. You might not be able to decide how much money you make, but you can choose to have children. And let me tell you something. If you decide to have kids and you are not financially ready, it is going to set you back years. So yeah, go ahead and, date a guy and have a baby by a guy who's making 40, 50K a year. Go ahead and do that. But let me tell you, you're going to have to be working while you're pregnant. You're going to have to put that kid in daycare. You're not going to be able to raise your child because you're so busy trying to work and pay the bills with him. Like, no. Stop laying down with these no good men. Stop having babies with them and make them work. They can either have a baby or a paycheck. Make them choose. They cannot have both. I'm sorry. I will not allow it.
Okay. Thank you, Dev. Britt, So what are your thoughts on what Tyler Perry said? And I want you to again, why did you not become a baby mama? What is the difference between you and all of these other you know, all these other black women that are um you know what? Let me not. What's the difference between you and all these other black women that are the complete opposite of you? But start with Tyler Perry statements.
Okay, so Tyler Perry, A, I thought at him as a black man who's a billionaire should have been directing his commentary toward black men and uplifting and empowering and supporting black men to do better. So I didn't appreciate him putting on his Medea voice to make a caricature of black women and the things that we actually feel are important to us, because he'll never understand being a wife and a mother. So to make it funny is not funny, because to be a wife, a mother, and then put on top of that, be a provider. That's ridiculous. And so it is normal for a woman to want a man situation. So I thought that was ridiculous. Um, but in terms of myself as an individual, what may be different. Yeah, Devin kind of spoke on it. I did have, in terms of my dad, like, no lie, God rest his soul, because he has passed. But I could not, in life or death, have a child and I wasn't married. It just could not have happened. That was just not, that was just not possible for me to like live that down. I saw that with some of my cousins and how he just like every time he answered the phone and they were like, "Hi, daddy," and he was a father figure to them. He would be like, "Hey, you're not married. You still have that child. You still live with that man in sin." It was just I couldn't go down that path. So that is very important to have a male figure, whether it be your dad, whether it be your cousin, your brother, whatever. And I think I've said this on One of Your Lives before. The male counterparts within their own families need to be more accountable. They need to be more involved. They need to be more vocal, because those things will help have more involved father figures in the lives of children. But a lot of men are on some old male code things, and they'll do so to the detriment of their own sister, their own child, their own whatever family member. And I think that's a big problem. So you just have to be able to call it out, call a problem, and say everyone needs to be involved. And I think that'll be very helpful. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Tay, go ahead, Tay. So again, what are your thoughts on Tyler Perry's statements, and why are you currently not a baby mama, Tay? Why are you currently not dating a felon, a man fresh out of prison? Why do you not have multiple kids by multiple bottom of the barrel lackluster black men?
Okay, for the Tyler Perry thing, I don't really know what to say with that one. Um, yeah, I don't really know what to say with that one. What the other two before me said about, like, I guess how they were raised and everything like that. Like, I came from a two-parent household too, but my parents didn't live no, I wouldn't say luxury life, because my mom worked, my dad worked, they did their bills however they did, but I still had a very good childhood. Like, I'm sorry, that's my job in the bad. I probably did more things than anyone on this panel in my childhood. And my parents still worked. My mama worked when she was pregnant, but she worked from home, so it might have been a little different. Why am I not a baby mama? Child, if I came home pregnant, my dad would beat my head in. Um, Also, I was too busy to get pregnant. I did all types of sports year round. It won't time.
to pop up pregnant or anything like that. And if I popped up pregnant, I would not have gotten through college because my sports paid for my college. So, yeah, mine is short sweet.
Are when it comes to men and especially black men, and just be 100% honest. Do you like black men that like have jobs and have careers and at least 8 to 10 hours of their day, that might be allocated to a corporation or a business somewhere, or do you like black men that like want to be the next kingpin. They out here, they're not really moving weight for real, but they're trying. And do you like dating like struggle rappers that's on SoundCloud? Do you like dating like scammers that's not making any money? Like, what are you really attracted to for real?
Okay, so no, I do not date the scammers or the SoundCloud wannabes. I've always dated the athletes, honestly. Even my boyfriend now, he's a personal trainer at our local gym. So, corporation job, no. Does he make good money from it? Yeah, but no, I'm not into the scammers, and all that. My mom also was a PO officer, so I kind of saw the flip side of that up close. So that probably also helped a lot too.
Okay. Go ahead, Alondria. So again, your thoughts on Tyler Perry's statements, and um, why do you not have multiple kids by multiple men, Alondria? And again, I also want you to speak. Currently, I know you're a single mother, but what type of men, especially black men, are you interested in? Do you like black men that like have jobs, or do you find black men that like go to work and like go to the gym and go home? Are they boring? Are they corny? Are they lame? Are they squares? Do you like black men that sag their pants and haven't had a dental cleanup since they were 7 years old? Do you like black men that are struggle rappers? Like, what type of black men do you like? But start with Tyler Perry.
Hannibal. Yeah. So as a woman, as one of the women that Tyler Perry was speaking about, right? I think that a man paying the light bill is not enough. I think that the light bill, water, and internet, is a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, I have no problem paying the rent, or paying the mortgage because if I make significantly more than him. Because to me, finding a man that is my better doesn't mean he makes more money than me. It means he's smarter, he's wiser, he might be better at saving, he might have more knowledge about life and wisdom that I don't have. That man to me could be my better. It's not about how much money he makes. And I think that if a woman has her priorities straight, so long as he's shown that he's self-sufficient, how much money he makes is not going to be an issue, within reason. What was the next question?
Yeah. I know you're currently a single mother. What type of men and especially black men are you interested in?
Okay, so you're not going to like this answer. I'm from the suburbs, so I'm not going to lie. The hood guy is very attractive to me. I've been deprived of that my whole life. Um, with that said, right? Because what we like isn't necessarily what's good for us. But yes, when I see, listen, when I go to Philly, I was in Philly tonight, and I seen a couple, and I'm like, yeah, he definitely looked like he probably knocked a couple people up, I mean, not knocked a couple people up, took a couple people out. I was like, yeah, that nigga sexy. But anyways, now obviously I know to stay away from those men, right? But a physical attraction, absolutely. The guys where I live, right? They're squares. They're squares. But but listen, the type of man that I think is gonna is gonna be a good husband and a good father, right? He's the guy who has a normal 9 to 5 job, or he's the guy that has, he's a bus driver. He's a science teacher, right? I think that those are the men that are good for us.
So I mean, you said what type of men you think would be good for women, but I'm just asking what like your specific preference is.
Oh yeah, for me, I want a guy that knows how to start a fire. I want a guy that's capable of helping me survive the zombie apocalypse. Like he knows how to use a pew pew. He's resourceful, right? He knows how to change a tire. He knows how to, do the brake pads, stuff like that. That's the kind of man that I want.
And the hood
I want a
dudes
man.
don't know none of that.
I'm sorry?
And the hood dudes don't know any of that. They don't know how to do that.
Listen, my comment about the hood dudes was solely off of attraction, right? Like, yeah, that was about attraction, right? He's got that deep voice, he could pick my big ass up. But that's beside the point.
No, it's actually the point, because he asked you what you're attracted to, and you describe the antithesis of a hood dude, because the hood dude doesn't know how to do any of that.
I'm not sure how true that is, because the hood dude probably might not be able to afford to go to the car shop, so he's got to know how to fix that shit.
So which one are you attracted to? Are you attracted to the hood man or the hood man?
Okay, I'm not sure what the difference between those two were.
Okay, the one who's in the woods or the one who's in the hood?
Oh, the one. Okay, right. Physical attraction, the one in the hood. But what kind of man do I want? I want the one that's in the woods, the one that has survival skills. I'm seriously planning for the zombie apocalypse, so like I have a lot of stuff. So I want a man that knows how to really survive in the fucking woods. So yes, it's gonna be the guy that's resourceful. And obviously he has to have a tornado tongue.
Okay.
My dad's a carpenter, so he makes all my furniture. And let me tell you something, he is not hood. He is far from it. So
yes, a jack of all trades kind of man is the kind of man that I would like. Jack of all trades, right? And he's into anime, because I'm really into anime conventions, etc. But that's not a deal breaker for me.
If a guy even had presented to me as hood, I would have just died.
I'm
Like,
so
why?
wait, because I'm confused. Alondra, you said everybody has crazy standards, but you're looking from a man from the hood who wants to go camping and make furniture, but also go to anime conventions with you, but
No, I
also
didn't
be
say that,
hood.
sis. Maybe you weren't paying attention.
Okay, so make it make sense to me. So are you at that point, like, would you settle for like the square guy as you described them?
Well, I don't consider it settling. I don't consider it settling at
Well,
all.
because if you're not attracted to that kind of man, it would be settling.
I disagree with that. And I don't want to go on that topic, but I mentioned that I was physically attracted to the hood guy, right? Because opposites attract. But I said that the guy that's good for you, the guy that I want, is going to be the guy that's a jack of all trades. That's what I said.
Oh,
And the anime was something. It's not a deal breaker, right? If I meet a nice guy that's not into anime, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna, be with him. That would just be a plus.
okay.
Okay. Thank you, 100. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, well, you already know how I feel about this, Noble, because I've been saying it for the longest. I've been screaming it from the mountaintops, like I'm providing prophecies. I think that wanting a partner who is financially capable of providing for you is not something evil. And I think it's very interesting that we only ever have these conversations surrounding Black women, right? Because in other cultures and within other communities and facets of life, it's almost a non sequitur. It's something that's almost expected, right? That a man is understand that he provides and that a woman would have to, accept that. So it's only Black women who are told, yeah, you should accept the bare minimum. I think for me, it's very important that I'm with somebody who is capable of providing, just because I don't want to struggle. I watched my father quite literally drag himself out of poverty as a fresh, brand new immigrant, worked 16-hour days, and now he's retired and living comfortably. I watched him go through different classes, right? And I didn't even clock that, but his work ethic remained the same. And so for me, having a partner who's capable of understanding that wanting to provide for me is a good thing is not like evil. Because I understand my role in all of this. I would hope that a man understands that, you know, okay, like I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to provide for my family. I want better for my family. And I think a lot of women don't understand that you are not going to be able to be with that kind of man if you are not the kind of woman who's up to the task as well. Like being pretty, all good and fun. You definitely, you know, you got to maintain yourself. I'm not going to sit here and be delulu. You cannot be busted. You gotta take a few showers a day, baby girl. If you're not flossing, go floss. You do not want to be out here worrying about what kind of school district you're going to be sending your kids to, you know? And I think that having children for me was always something that I associated with marriage, and having children outside of wedlock wasn't something that I thought I would ever do, just because like everyone else here said who grew up with their dad, like I wouldn't be here. I would not be alive. A few showers a day. Alondria, if you are asking a few showers a day, what job does she have? I don't know, baby girl. We might have to have a conversation, because if you're not having minimum 2 showers a day, what is you doing? What are you doing? Y'all not African.
I
Noble.
take 3 personally, so I was like, wait, what? I don't understand.
No, okay, so for me, another thing
Yeah,
is like
Noble, how
education.
many showers a day are people taking? Because 3 is wild.
3 is not wild.
I train, so it's not
Yeah,
wild.
like if you're taking a morning shower, you're taking a post-gym shower, you're taking your nightly shower. They're not all the same exact kind of shower.
Goes to the
Like,
gym actively. Most women don't go to the gym.
I train.
but the girlies who go to the gym get it.
Exactly. I train every day, so I take 3 showers.
But even if you're not going to the gym, I think like 2 showers a day minimum, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. But that doesn't matter. That's besides the point. The point is this, right? I think ultimately I have grown up in a family that valued education, valued understanding, financial literacy, valued me understanding that I would play a role within my children's life, an active role. And in order to do that, I'm going to need a man who's capable of providing. I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm working the job that I'm currently working, which is a 9 to 5. I'm not going to be able to be there for my kids. I'm not going to be able to participate in my kids' formidable years. I'm not going to be a part of their development. And I think my father always told me this: the one time that your children need you to defend them before they're even born is in choosing their father or their mother. And I took that to heart, because I'm not going to pick just any man to lie down with. I'm going to pick a man who is a father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so she kind of answered the second question, and I already know what type of men my sister we is into.